Welcome back. It's been a while. We'll be streaming some Stormgate. Particularly right now, we're just looking at the new Celestial units. I'm excited to get into this. Of course, I'll be putting out videos that are a bit more comprehensive. Today we'll be looking at it live. This is my first time seeing a lot of this, so... Oh, better loading screen. It's good to see, good to see. They've made all kinds of improvements since the Frigate playtest. Of course, most of you probably were more on board with the Elephant playtest if you saw any. Okay, interesting. So this seems to be new. Right. Creation Chamber. Now this asset was used for something else entirely. Frigate playtest. Skyward Salvation. Heals a target friendly unit for 300 health. Over 20 seconds. Healing is cancelled if the target is damaged. Okay, so you can't heal in combat. Interesting. And it immediately builds link nodes. Oh, brand new power bar as well. Okay, we're going to be going pretty poorly here. Oh, and you know what? All of this started building, I'm sure, because the buddy bot. Very, very interesting. So... Whew, okay, so much to go through. Let's start to unpack. Now, firstly, if you haven't already seen the Celestials, then primarily they're going to be using these collection arrays, which actually spawn from these morph cores. These two. Okay, yeah, no, it's still good. We just didn't have enough luminance. Okay. I thought they completely changed this on us. Alright. Let's take a look here. So this seems to be the new primary projection structure. Very interesting. You can actually rally the units from a particular structure. So you'll see if I hit Q, pull up my buildings, drop a new one of these, I have to place it within the cascade, which is put out by these link nodes and the power bank. Well, all buildings essentially put out cascade, but power is provided by the power banks. So, as you can see, I used the fabrication morph core to create a production array, and it actually auto mines. This can be lifted off and moved. So if this runs out of luminite, then we can move it. The flying prism cube things, they actually increase the rate at which they mine. So you can see here it's increasing it by 5. This actually was buffed from the playtest because the last playtest, the frigate, because it used to actually just increase it by 33%, which means you could get up to 20. Now it looks like with 4 of them, you can get up to 30, so you can mine a lot faster now. Very interesting. We'll set the production to here. And again, just to show off these link nodes, you can see new cascade is created. And actually, there's something else we can do. This is essentially our command center. And I can actually fly it forward. And it itself generates cascade, which buildings can be built on. So now if I want to place the link node, I just got to wait for it to come in range. And there you go. Actually, the buddy bot already built a link node. Very interesting. Is it morphing the... This buddy bot putting this into? Automatically upgrading that. Power resource low. Buddy bot spending all our power. Okay. So catching up here. The buddy bot is something I enabled before we got into the game. And it seems to essentially just be macroing, which is pretty rad. You know what would be really cool is if you could turn the buddy bot off and on. I think it's something you have to select before you get in game, though. Rolling. Look here. Controls. Buddy bot. Enable, disable. Okay, so you can turn it on and off. Interesting. Oh, and you can customize it too. Build workers, maintain supply, build structures, build army. Okay, we'll have to mess around with that later. Right now, it's just continuously building army and workers for me, which is kind of rad. Cool. Oh, and it automatically built link nodes, so it's just trying to spend the money. Very interesting. It's gonna have to work overtime because, of course, I am not too concerned with playing a good game here. We're gonna be looking at units. So right now it's just building a bunch of. In fact, let me actually turn the buddy bot off because it is going to be working overtime otherwise. All right, cool. These are the Ardents. They are the most basic unit that the Celestials have to offer. Let's go ahead and zoom in here on them. We'll grab one from the pack. You can see they've got a funky little one head thing going on. Or one eye, I guess. They're like diamondy faced cyclopses. It is actually going to be a partially biological unit, I believe. Oh wait, is this new? Photon Restoration increases movement speed when this unit is out of combat. It greatly increases energy regeneration. That's very nice. So this has been buffed since the playtest. It was not very good then. And then Longshot Module increases the range of the unit's charged weapon by 2. Okay, so now they're getting even better with the weapon charge. In fact, actually, that's very interesting because they used to do double damage when they had energy, but now it looks like maybe they get range when they have power, which is kind of interesting. So range and speed out of combat. Cool. Oh wait, no, here's the ability. So it does still do double damage. It just has some nice upgrades that have been granted to it from the our Celestial Research Hyper. Interesting. Increases movement speed of arc ships, arc stations, arc fortresses, and morph cores. So of course the arc ship, this will upgrade into an arc station. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. While it's upgrading, like all command structures, it actually takes the progress bar over, so we can't produce units out of this during that time. It'd probably be a good idea for me to grab a couple of these bots and start mining Ethereum, just so that we have that later. Cool. And then when we get a chance, we'll produce another morph core so that we can get some more Luminite income, just so that we can continue to afford to build things, buy things, look at things. So these prisms have an interesting feature where they get faster over time, up to 300% speed. So they don't move very fast when they're doing collection thing, but when you're transferring them, They actually build up a lot of speed. And then I'm pretty sure that speed drops off when it's actually starts doing something else. So now that it's already moved, it's not going to get its excess speed. Interesting. It almost makes me wonder if long distance mining with these isn't somewhat efficient. But bad strategies aside, let's continue to take a look at this. So as I said, these guys do additional damage when their energy is actually there. It takes 10 energy per shot, doubling their damage. So when you're out of energy, your damage is halved. So the Celestials are all about this optimization of energy. So these will actually transfer energy to units. So kind of the primary idea with the Celestials, and before I get into more Celestials, I'll kind of showcase this. Let's make some morph cores because I'm about to be long distance mining as I show this off. So I'm taking the arc ship with me so that I can bring Cascade. Then I pull up the buildings here, and I'm going to then drop a building. And we'll move this over here so they continue to mine efficiently. Actually, I've got plenty of resources. I don't need to fuss about it. Cool. Then yeah. So we take our arc ship, which actually could be upgraded if I built more structures, but we'll take a look at that in a second. I'm excited to see what's new. First, let's unlock our next unit, the Fabricate Scanner. So this is, of course, fabricating in the creation chamber. And let's also go ahead and drop a Guardian Nexus, so that's ready when it's time. In fact, we're just going to build everything we can. We'll go ahead and drop more power banks. So what you could do in the playtest is depower building structures. You can't do that anymore. Okay. But I could depower this. Oh, maybe it did work. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it was just lagging for a second, but you can depower structures as they're building, so it's not useful yet, which is kind of interesting. So if you need the power and you're building something, or theoretically, if you just have like two different kinds of production structures, like I could be like, I don't really need ardents for the time being, so I can actually power them down and produce out of my other structures for the time being. Okay, we'll go ahead and read the upgrades. This is the ardent upgrade we were reading about, and then the next one we also already read. So we'll go ahead and unlock those. But we're also going to go ahead and get the Kree. So the Kree... Actually, we'll hold off on Kree and take a look at the Scout. I don't think they changed the Scout at all. So the Scout itself actually doesn't have an attack right now. What it does is it detects stealth enemies. Stealth wasn't too big a mechanic in the previous playtest, but I'm excited to see that. Ooh, look at the trees react to it. That's some polish being added to the game. Of course, the game isn't finished yet. It's still in early access, and they will be adding more and more to it. So it's much more polished than it was in the Elephant beta. You may have played it then when it was available for free on NextFest. But yeah, they're going to continue to make it better. Okay, so Perch allows it to sit on a tree. This is kind of interesting because it becomes invisible, and essentially you can't really move it again. Oh, it can tag enemies. So once you perch it on a tree, let me see. Maybe if you destroy the tree, can I know with the other factions you can destroy trees with this. Maybe you can. And you destroy it with the prism. I don't think you can destroy it with an ardent. No, you can't. Let's see. So can celestials destroy trees? No, they cannot. At least not with this. I'll have to look into what units can destroy trees in this game. Drop this here. We'll keep the collection going so that we can essentially buy whatever we want, whenever we want. Okay. Fabricate Cabal. Ethereal Swarm of Spirits. No, we'll keep on here. I'll just go ahead and replace the unit. So once you actually attach it to a tree, it's basically useless. What you can do is send it to the ground, and then it walks around. It's kind of fun. It didn't have a walking animation before. It just kind of slid on the ground, so good to see it. But you can put it back on the tree. But essentially, once it's perched, it's perched. So you can see that it's got a cooldown before I can actually get it down from a tree. But this state it was in of flying and being fast is gone. But it also gets a ground and air attack when you do ground it. So we've got them in both their states. Now you can see that the attack is not that good. Compare that, to the Ardent's 16 damage to this 5 damage, not very good. Attack speed of 1. I'm not sure if higher or lower is good for attack speed in this game. I think that higher is better. More attacks per second, I think, is what it's saying, but it doesn't actually say very clearly. It just says attack speed. Of course, it could also be the other way around, where they're showing how many seconds per attack. But in either case, low damage is the point. You can see it's much faster flying. There are uses to being able to just fly it into your enemy base and taking a look. And then, of course, being invisible has its own advantages. I can just perch here. You can see it's got great vision. Oh, that is brutal. This is clearly kind of similar to the... Ooh, they hit me. I'm going to see if I can get away with perching it on the tree. Yeah, it just goes invisible. So it's kind of like Observers, but without the freedom to move of Observers from StarCraft 2. Cool. So we've taken a look at the scout. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, they're still looking around. Great for vision. Love that. Well, those things are ugly, huh? Okay. Decree. Now, these are, I believe, mostly mechanical units, not biological at all. They have the rollout ability. It increases its movement speed and has additional armor. But after it attacks, it unrolls, and it's now its slower form. So this is, again, I know a lot of people are coming over from StarCraft 2, so if you're familiar with StarCraft 2, then it's kind of like Zealot Charge, except for it always stays on when out of combat. So quite nice. I actually think it's a huge improvement from the Zealot. Of course, Celestials play very different from Protoss, so if you are coming over from StarCraft, please leave preconceived notions behind. Yeah. So, Blaze of Light, when this unit takes fatal damage, it will become invulnerable for 3 seconds, and then explode, dealing 20 damage to nearby ground units. So, this is only enemy ground units. But yeah, these guys, they roll. They're banelings. In either case, they're quite good. They can buffer. They've got good armor, good speed, decent health. Not great health. The fact that they become invulnerable for 3 seconds though makes them so tanky. Yeah, one can soak up a lot of damage just because as the enemy you have to re-target, otherwise you're just going to continuously fire into an invulnerable unit. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Celestials are looking to be fun. I love the cascade. I love the building method. I'm really excited to play a lot more Celestial in the future. I'll probably still bounce back mostly between this and the Vanguard, and only mixing in Infernal occasionally. Not really my thing, although Infernals are very fun. Okay, let's move on. The scanner's tag ability, the one we mentioned. I'll see if I can tag somebody here, and then they'll see what kind of vision it gives us. Okay, research Cabal Adept Training. Increases the energy regeneration of Cabals, allows them to use gravity. It's okay, let's get a Cabal going. Fabricate Cabal. Cool. Well, that's building. Let's go ahead and upgrade to the next one. Sorry, I'm moving the camera all over the place. Okay, so we've got our Cabal building. Let's go ahead and get the upgrade for them as well. And let's go ahead and start pumping out some other units. I'll have them wait over here so that we can take a look at this. Cool. That upgrade looks like it's done. Let's go ahead and... oh, it already scanned them. So I'm going to go ahead and drop. Let them kill it, see what kind of vision it gives. Hey, that's pretty good. That's better than reveal. Again, StarCraft 2 thing. That drops off. I see it was auto casting it. So it just kind of burned all the energy. Cool. Alright. This thing looks kind of crazy. Look at that. It's just a fluctuating mass. In the frigate playtest, it was like interlocking rings. Stagnant interlocking rings. Okay, let's see what it can do though. It does have an attack. I think that's new actually. I don't think it had an attack before. And then no armor to speak of. 4 movement speed. So a lot slower than these guys. Ardents. 4 movement speed. Same as Ardents though. Watch them move in unison. Hey, look at that. Kind of feels like the Ardents are just a smidge faster though. Wonder why that is. Maybe they have a speed up and slow down? No, the Ardents are gaining on it. Uh-oh. It says 4 movement speed, but I think they're different movement speeds. Okay. As we were saying, not completely polished. It has had more polish added, but there is still a lot of things that need to be fixed. This is early access, nowhere near where they intend the game to be. So, here we go. Debilitate reduces the damage, attack speed, and movement speed of a target unit for 50% for 40 seconds. Interesting. And ground units, air units are lifted to the ground, stunning it for 4 seconds. Grounds. Oh, I see. Grounds air units or lifts ground units. Wow, that threw me through a loop there for a second. Stunning it for 4 seconds. So essentially, it's a stun. could be interesting. I don't know if the Celestials have any air units that can't usually shoot down. We'll take a look at that, but it could be interesting, the ability to flip a unit up or down. Cannot target resilient units. That must be like a new tag. Okay. We've got our other units over here. Let's take a look. So we've built most of them. We need access to our other things, which are Starforge. Okay, so that's an entirely new structure. Let's see. Starforge is F. Uh-oh, no more power. Build some power banks. Just build a lot of them. It does keep building, as you can see, even well out of power. I think everything just gets slowed to 50%. The buildings actually used to do something. When this structure is surged, units are trained 50% faster. Okay. Surge bonus, enhance output. The structure is drawn. Additional power. Okay. Oh, additional power. So now when you depower structures... I see. Minus 10. Ah, so before you could actually 69 energy? Nice. Before the structures were like completely depowered, but now it seems that you can overcharge them essentially at the cost of more power. That's quite interesting. That's why it seemed off before. Okay, so now all my structures are overcharged. Let's go ahead and drop a few more of these. Oh yeah, look at that animation. Love that. Love that. Okay. Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. Actually, we kind of already read those. Go with that one first. Okay, we'll set these units aside and we'll take a look at the new ones. So this one looks completely different than it did before. Look at that. That is... Actually, was this even in there before? I think this is brand new. What was the one I was thinking of? I was thinking it was the Scythe. It is not the Scythe. This is a brand new unit. Okay, Winged Dash. Increases this unit's movement speed by 100% and allows it to evade 50% of incoming attacks for 2 seconds. Okay, I assume autocast means it'll do that as soon as it gets in range of an enemy. Increases damage 200% of the unit's attacks against creeps by... Okay. So this is great for creeping. So these are the creeps if you didn't already know. Oh, look at that. It is blasting it. So I guess this is kind of like a scout unit then. I know we already have the scanner, but this has great movement speed and is great for taking out creeps. So this is like your quintessential map control unit. You make a bunch of these and you take the map, you make sure you have everything healing, extra resources, vision camps. Oh, look at that vision camp. Looking nice. Oh, those trees. Oh, why are these trees decaying? Strange things are happening. Okay. So let's see. It has another ability. Disable all weapons, activate abilities, and active abilities and passive traits on the target enemy defensive structure for 30 seconds. So it depowers a structure. Oh, shoot. Including turrets. Oh, that's crazy. So this might be a hard counter to like turret rushes. This is a great early game unit. Where did I build this from? Here we go. So the Legion Hall, the Seraphims. Okay, so the Seraphim is great for opening. It's fast. Oops, find this out. It's okay. I'll just send it. Here we go. There's one over here. Start mining. These can fly, which is actually really nice. Leads into what I was saying earlier about the very nice long distance mining. Okay. Back on track. These Seraphims, though, you make a bunch of these, and you're able to scout with them. You're able to collect creep with them. They're looking pretty nice. Okay, these were actually in the playtest, and I don't think they've seen a lot of changes. So here we've got the Animus redistribution, and in fact, I've been not really reading through these. I've been just reading through them on the unit, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just unlock all of them. Oh, I see. I've maxed out the queue. Cool. Animus redistribution drains 30 health and 15 energy per second from a target enemy unit over 10 seconds. 50% of the drained vitalities are redistributed to friendly nearby units. So this is a damage over time ability. You leash onto something, and you just suck it dry while healing your friendly units. In my experience from the frigate playtest, this ability was pretty niche. Most fights were a little too volatile, and it just ended up being better to hit other abilities. Especially because once you leash on, they can just leave the leash range and kind of break your ability. And so you end up just actually wasting the 25 energy and not doing much. They just kill something and then get out. Obviously, not every time. If they hard commit, it can help, but it did seem a little bit niche last time. Just go ahead and put that on the queue. I'm gonna go ahead and pause streaming for a second, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had some things I needed to fix real quick. Okay. Let's keep this going then. So, the next ability is the Unseen Veil. Stealths nearby friendly units and structures for 30 seconds. Increases their move speed. Now, the movement speed shouldn't be underestimated. It's really nice for just like hitting your group and then repositioning them. Great for retreating. Obviously, if they attack, they break stealth, so this isn't like a StarCraft 2 style Dark Temple rush that you're going to be doing. It might help you get into their base, though. As you can see, it does indeed have an attack. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's test this right now. Okay, so it says it's got an attack speed of 2. Blast. Blast. Okay, so it seems a lower number is better for attack speed. So this must refer to time between attacks. So it's 1.5 seconds per attack, and then this is 2 seconds per attack, or whatever metric they're using. I don't think it's 2 seconds. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like 2 seconds, but you can see that it actually is quite slow. The Arden attacks quite frequently. Sorry, that guy. He did what he needed to do for the good of the Celestials, you know? As we test their attack speed. You can see actually that as the energy drains, its damage actually pretty significantly reduces. So, cool. Unseen Veil, we just talked about that. Let's take a look at what it looks like since I can actually use it on my friendly units. Ah. Hey, look at that movement speed. Just leaving the other ones in the dust. It's pretty cool. Dark Prophecy. Triggers a singularity at a location, slowing down all units, and deals 20 damage per second. This is kind of like a storm for the High Templar in StarCraft. But of course, if you're not familiar with StarCraft, then it just creates like this black hole area, and as the enemy, you do not want to be standing in it. I wasn't really planning on going over top bar abilities, but so you can see it. They're pretty cool. Yeah. That one just, it says that it evolves them, but it just straight kills them. So, and it can also respawn them, interestingly enough. Kill them again. Interesting. So it actually takes power now. Very interesting. So it must be that while it's replenishing them, that it actually takes power. So the more power you have, the more frequently you can use these. And Astral Intervention. Astral Intervention costs temporary power, which slows regeneration. Interesting. Cool. I don't think they had that in the playtest, so that is quite neat. So now your top bar abilities build into power. Summon Aeon Gate. Oh, we will look at that, I tell you what. But for now, we've got a fully upgraded Arc ship. It is now a Arc Fortress. So beautiful. We'll, of course, show you what these things do on the enemy. Let's go ahead and hit this. This is a brand new unit, just like the Seraph, so I have not seen this before, and I am excited to see what it does. So the Archangel lands back on Earth, allowing it to attack ground and use its Avatar ability. Meteor Strike, it dive bombs a target location, quickly descending, dealing 100 damage in an area. Cool. So that's its basic land, and then Avatar. The Archangel changes its body with pure celestial energy, increasing its health by 250. Okay, that's a decent chunk of health. And gaining resilience to enemy disables, its attacks become ranged, and deals damage in a line. Okay, okay. Interesting. It only lasts for 20 seconds, though. So we will take a look at that in a second, then. I'll go ahead and for now raise it up. You raise me up. Cool. We're mining out the map. Love to see it. So like I said, these can move. So this has mined out, so I could technically just grab it, place it on here. This one's probably also mined out, so I'll take that, move it forward. At this point, I have plenty of resources. I can show you everything I want. Let's go ahead and take a look at our ship units. I'll actually go ahead and take this force to the enemy and show you what they got. Give them time to build up before we go over the ships. So, yeah, let's hit it. Actually, let's get this movement speed going. Oh yeah, look at that. Glorious movement speed. Okay, we're just gonna queue them all up here and send them in one at a time so you can show them what they can do. So I can show you what you can do. Sorry, I'm not asking you to stream for me. Okay. These guys roll, roll, roll. We'll just use one so that they can kill it. You can see it becomes invulnerable. And then explodes. But you can see how much it tanked there while it became invulnerable. So these are pretty cool. I quite like them. Let's go ahead and bring in a couple of Ardents. Yeah, so they've got the movement speed rocking and actually the range, the increased range. That one's permanent though. It doesn't require being out of combat. So we can look at what that range looks like. Oh yeah, that's nice. So you can see they're hitting pretty hard. And now that I'm out of energy, much worse. Much worse. So energy is important for these guys. In fact, let me go ahead and bring over the arc so I have a charging station. Just so you can see that in action. And we will work on the next one. I actually don't think we read this third unit. I hadn't researched it yet. Links a cable with the target. Enemy ground unit. That's interesting because you could technically ground units and then mind shackle them, I believe. After 2 seconds, if the enemy is still in range, the cable will sacrifice itself to permanently take control of the target. This seems extremely powerful. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can survive long enough to actually do this. We're going to try and take that unit. Here we go, here we go. Hey, yo. Could I take control of an imp and then start a shrine and then have... Oh, we gotta try that. We gotta try that. Okay. Let's build a couple of these. Make it easier to get them out. Oops, and we didn't research everything. There it is. Last one. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a look at this then. We'll go and dive bomb them first, although I'm worried that this is gonna just blow them up. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. This thing is strong. Let's see the avatar ability. Ooh. Holy cow, this thing is strong. This is, of course, a higher tier unit. So, it's strong because it's expensive. It's a big boy unit. Very interesting, though. Looking quite strong. Let's show you what this got. What this got? Guys, I'm a professional. I can definitely speak flawless English. The storm. So it actually channels. So you can see that I canceled it there. And then so you can't just drop it and run. This is something that it has to stay there and cast. So I'll go ahead and make some more of those so you can see it a little bit better. Ooh, new ability. What is this madness? Channels a devastating beam towards a target enemy structure. This beam increases in power over time. Can it do this while flying? Guys, you're about to see what it's all about. This looks like a mothership laser beam. What's the range on this puppy? Ethereum purifier. Oh, there's upgrades over here. That's a sovereign watch, allowing it to mark. Okay. Of course, the AI is set to wimpy mode, so it's not building anything else. Let's see this puppy go, though. Let's blow up their shrine. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's glorious. They don't even have anti-air. Oh my goodness. It's so good. Is it straight gonna blow this up? Oh, it is. Oh, that is glorious. That is amazing. Of course, you can land the arc ship somehow. You used to be able to land it. Can you not land it anymore? Or maybe that's only the arc ship? Can you replace the arc ship? Where do you build a new one? There we go. Arc ship. Maybe they can't land anymore. I didn't even pay attention, but that would be interesting and new. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and send this back. It's done its job. Good work, soldier. Just gonna go ahead and take that real quick from them. Nice. Oh, and let's just have them respawn because we don't want them getting the health. Love it. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with the Celestials. Let's go ahead and try and take some imps. And let's take a look at the new units while we do. Okay, because it's the slowest, let's take a look at this tanky tank. So the Saber increases its movement speed by 200% for 5 seconds. Saber attacks while it's accelerated, its engines will cool, and it'll revert back to its base speed. So out of combat, you can essentially blast it, but it takes actual health, not energy. Interestingly, of course, its other one is self-repair. Channels the unit's core to fully restore its health. The Saber cannot attack or move while it is self-repair. Interesting. Yeah, it was a little bit different in the playtest. It got an attack speed boost, I believe. Okay, so it has an explosive attack, it has an area of effect, and core ascendance. Increases the duration of mass acceleration speed, bonus for 5 seconds. 15. And increases the self-restore rate. Okay. So you can boost it around and then restore it. That's pretty cool. Of course, it has great damage and range. Yeah, 14 range. So for reference, this has a range of 6. I think that's post-upgrade too. So you can see that, go ahead and back this up and blast one of my units here. Yeah, great range. So this is kind of your siege weaponry. Now the Saber, no, the Scythe. This is the Vector. This is the Saber. Guys, trust me, I'm a professional. So, Pulse Shield reduces the damage done by this unit for 50% for 10 seconds. This is damage done to this unit. 50 seconds. Okay, not done by this unit, to this unit. So, when it takes damage for 10 seconds, it's a little bit tankier. So, as long as it has energy, it's a tankier unit. Essentially doubling its health, so almost 500 HP, but only lasting for 10 seconds. So if you got it in and out, then you need to back up and recoup some energy because otherwise you'll lose that tanky element. This unit's weapon deals more damage the closer it is to the target, so you're going to want to be kiting inward towards them. Kind of an interesting mechanic. And then the upgrade we got, this unit increases its damage by 2 when it takes damage with Pulse Shield. Okay, so it takes more damage while it's tanking. Too bad. Now, I hope that they come up with a new a new command card symbol thing. What do you call those? Whoa, sorry. Because the Delta Jump is a really cool ability, but it looks like a bean. I don't know. Every time I look at it, I'm like, this is a bean, not a vortex. So it's like almost there, but the perspective is just a little off. This ability does require some showing, so let me get some high ground vision. So what happens is you can teleport, but then you can teleport back. So it only lasts a short amount of time, and it does. It takes 50% bonus damage from attacks when it has the ability. While temporal, the vector will take 50% bonus damage from attacks and has the ability to recall to its original state. So, yeah, you can jump in and get some damage done. Like if there were a base here, I could come here and blast, 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 and then bounce out. But of course, you're vulnerable when you do that. So if you're jumping up a cliff blindly, be prepared to lose it all. And then of course the saber, or I'm sorry, again, not the saber, the scythe. You can see more damage that we're closer. Then when we get farther away, less damage. It doesn't feel like it's making a huge difference though. I trust that it is doing more damage up close, but it feels like it does great damage pretty far back anyway. Of course, they can't hit me. Let's go ahead and take a break from this and actually go ahead and copy their units. Let's do a distraction over here. Uh-oh, bring in the Ardents. Protect him. Protect him. We need to get this imp out. Oh my goodness, you can. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Oh, new meta. New meta. you take the Celestials, you build Cabals and Cables. How does one pronounce this? What's it spell? Yeah, Cabal, right? Am I stupid? No, that's a Cabal. Okay, so you take the Cabals, you steal a bunch of your opponent's workers, and then you have both. I got a shrine building right now. Oh, this is glorious. And we're gonna attack them with both Celestial and I'll stop prolonging this. We went through almost all the units. We even saw what some of the Arc Ship could do. The Arc Ship doesn't seem to be able to land anymore. I guess that's just new. Very interesting. So, does it still have an attack then? Or have they completely removed... I think they've removed the Arc Ship's attack. Interesting. I guess it was just a little too cheesy to take your Arc Ship out on the map and attack. So you want to bring it with your... you want to bring it with the crew. Oh, interesting. Surged more movement speed? That's fantastic. To be honest, I kind of like that. Healing your friendly units rather than doing damage seems way less cheesy and still incentivizes bringing your mothership, or your arc ship rather, with you in combat. Really cool mechanic, very excited to see it. Once again, so you can kind of see the ability. It does do damage over time. This is a very sturdy camp. I'll show off the other ability too. Let's hide behind this. You can see it doesn't do fantastic damage, but it will actually be healing your allies at the same time. So that's enough of that. Go ahead and... Oh, it's too tough. It's too tough. They can't handle it. Okay, let's finish this out. Good game. Yeah, but that's the Celestials. I'll be putting out a video where I edit this and neaten it up, but if you're itching for a sneak preview, those are the units. Well, it's been a pleasure, and I will catch you on the next expedition.